Sadhguru, what does the name Isha represent?
The word Isha literally means that which rules. What is it that rules everything in the existence? That is Isha. Now, that which is rules the existence is that which is the source of creation, isn't it? What is it that is the source of creation? That is Isha. When this source of creation or that which rules the existence is formless, it's called Isha. Or that which rules the existence or that which is the source of existence, we normally refer to it as the divine. So formless divinity is referred to as Isha. Isha means that which is fundamental, that which is the very source. So this is called Isha Yoga because it is a means to access that dimension which is the source of your creation. That which is the source of your creation is obviously within you, isn't it? Yes? It's obviously within you. So Isha Yoga is a method to turn inward and access that dimension which is the source of who you are. If you exist on the level of creation, as you are right now, you are subject to all the dualities of life. Repeatedly questions coming up, this is okay, but will this work on the streets of New York City? This is okay, will this work with my family? This is okay, will it work when I'm racing with the rats? All these things are coming simply because you have been mauled by the dualities of life. In so many ways, the dualities of the creation has mauled you. It has added color to you, at the same time it has taken a toll upon you, isn't it? Yes? It's brought life to you. It is only because of duality there is a game. It is only because of duality there is you and me. It's only because of duality the whole game of life is happening. At the same time, the same dualities are mauling you, subjecting you to so much pain and suffering. So now, the purpose of Isha Yoga is that your basic experience, you root yourself in that dimension which we are referring to as Isha, which is non-dual, which is the source of creation. But being rooted in this, you play with the dualities. Now, once you're rooted in the non-dual and play with the dual, dual has no impact upon you. You can play with it and enjoy it whichever way you like, but it doesn't take a toll upon you. You can go through this life without a single scratch upon you. If you are rooted in that dimension which is the source of creation, if one part of you is creator, another part of you is creation, you can play with the creation whichever way you want, but it will not leave a single scratch upon you. But right now, the simple process of living, as people age, they're becoming wounded, isn't it? I don't know to what extent you're exposed to other people, just look at yourself. What I see is, whether somebody is successful or failure or rich or poor or whatever, if you just take off their top layer and look at them, they have so many wounds within them. They're just managing to cover it and just go on bravely in the world. But there are too many wounds. These wounds have happened simply because whichever way you look at it, you can't come to terms with the dualities of life. Any sensitive human being is bound to be wounded when he knows only the dualities of life, when he does not know the other dimension. Only somebody who's utterly gross, like an animal, like a brute, he goes through life. He can go through it, but he will not know the subtleties and the beauty of life. He can go trampling through life without knowing too much pain. But anybody who is sensitive to life is bound to be mauled by the dualities of life, always. Because you are not able to separate what is good and what is bad. You are not able to separate what is right and what is wrong. You are not able to separate what is evil and what is beautiful, isn't it? Are you able to draw a clear-cut line between anything even within yourself? Is it possible? You must deceive yourself to believe, no, everything is okay, everything is okay. People are trying to teach you such philosophies. I am okay, you're okay, everything is okay. You will go insane after some time. Initially it all looks nice. You will go insane because the very people who propagated such philosophies went insane. You know that? People who taught you, I am okay, you're okay, everything okay. These people went insane, committed suicide. People like Dale Carnegie and others, yes, they broke down, they became neurotic. Because you're trying to deceive the reality, not understanding the fundamentals of reality, just trying to deceive yourself, everything is okay. Everything is not okay, either with yourself or with the world, everything is not okay, isn't it? Yes? If you do a cover-up job, it feels good, but after some time it'll collapse. Now we are not seeing how to do a cover-up job. It is just that if you sink a little deeper into your experience, there is a dimension in you which cannot be touched by these dualities. If you are rooted in that dimension, whatever, wherever you're placed in hell, still you can go through it gracefully. See, Indian spirituality has always used a lotus flower as a symbolism. Why a lotus flower is used as a symbolism is, a lotus flower grows best wherever the slush is really thick and stinky. The more stinky it is, the better it grows. This stinking slush becomes a wonderful flower with such beauty and fragrance, you can't believe it's the same slush. But it is the same slush, isn't it? This little lotus seed transformed this stinking slush into a fragrant flower. So, always Indian spirituality used lotus flower as a symbolism for spiritual processes, because once you live in the world of duality, filth is unavoidable. Anyway, whichever way you step in the world, somewhere you will step into it. If you are sincere with yourself, whichever way you step into yourself in your mind, you cannot avoid filth in your mind, isn't it so? Is that the reality? Only somebody who is blatantly lost in his moralistic nonsense believes he is pure-minded. Anybody who is sincere looks at himself, he knows a part of him is utter filth, isn't it? You cannot avoid it. Nobody can avoid it. Only moralistic fools have closed their eyes to it. That doesn't mean they're free from it. So once you're like this, if you're sensitive to this will just destroy you. This will just eat you up. That is the very nature. Life is made in such a way, the beauty of the creation is just that the ugly and the beautiful always together. What is filthy and what is sacred is always together. So, if one has to be in this world, transact with this world, be involved with this world, and still has to go untouched through this world, he must be like a lotus flower, that he must learn how to convert this filth into a fragrant flower. Otherwise, some people get allergy towards filth and they try to go to Himalayas. Wherever you go, even if you climb Mount Everest, first day you will be dazed and you will feel all pure and wonderful. By day two, your mind will come back and the whole world's filth will come back on top of Mount Everest. Yes or no? Yes? First day you're just dazed by the elevation and lack of oxygen probably but by day two, the whole world will be there with you on Mount Everest. Nobody stays there for more than a few minutes, so it's okay. So that's why Mount Everest is a pure place. But if people live there for 3 days, all the filth of the world will climb Mount Everest. Yes or no? Now, being like a lotus flower means, some people develop allergy, they try to run away. Some people think, anyway the world is filth, let me also become filth, and they become filth. Now, when you decide not to run away from the filth and not to become filth, Now, filth is tremendous manure, isn't it? Yes? The more filthy situations you live in, the wiser and more beautiful you can become if you're willing, if your intelligence is functioning, if you're not reacting but responding to life consciously. If you're reacting to filth, you will become filth, or you will try to run away from filth. If you're responding to it consciously, filth becomes a great manure to produce a wonderful flower out of you, to bring out the most wonderful fragrance in you. Gautama, the Buddha, repeatedly said, "I don't want to go to heaven." Everybody was talking about, we are doing all kinds of spiritual sadhana, I want to go to heaven. I see huge hoardings in United States. All the Christians are going to heaven. Are you missing out? Everybody wants to go to heaven. Gautama said, "I don't want to go to heaven because anyway, I'm like this. I'm beyond all suffering. Wherever you put me, this is how I will be. So let me go to hell. You say people are suffering there, I will go and do something there. Anyway, I cannot suffer. I have made myself like this that I cannot suffer, so let me go to hell." This man is free, isn't it? I want to go to heaven, I want to go to heaven. Why? Because you made a hell out of yourself here. That's why you want to go to heaven, isn't it? Somewhere you made a hell out of yourself, that's why you want to escape to heaven. If living here itself within you is a big heaven, where the hell you go, what does it matter? Wherever you go, this is how you will be. Either you create your situations or situations make you. These are the two ways to live. Yes? Some people are being created by situations, but some people are creating the situations in which they live. And that is the whole empowerment of being a human being, that you can create your situations, isn't it? So, Isha means to become a creator. One part of you at least is in touch with that dimension in you, which is the source of creation. Once you are there, the external upheavals of life have no impact on deep down inside you. You handle it to the best of your ability, and that's all there is.
Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev is a realized master, mystic, and yogi. He has shown the way for people to attain to their natural joy and to live life with experience from one's own inner nature. His presence is filled with grace and compassion. Sadhguru's scientific approach towards spirituality and work towards the upliftment of humanity have received accolades worldwide. The words that come from him in intensity and utmost clarity, from his deep understanding and wisdom, can change the very core of the being. Belonging to no particular tradition, Sadhguru incorporates what is most valid for the modern person from the spiritual sciences. His work, an outpouring of his blissfulness, finds expression in the form of a ceaseless offering to help all beings. Available to all who are willing, Sadhguru's life is an invitation to the divine through individual transformation. Welcome to the silent revolution of self-realization.